Hello, welcome back to our organic chemistry lecture series. Today we'll be talking about carboxylic acids. Specifically in this video, we'll be talking about nomenclature, how we can name carboxylic acids. In future videos, we'll talk about some reactivity with carboxylic acids and how we can form carboxylic acids. Okay? So let's first look at the general structure of our carboxylic acid. So we're going to have our R group is going to be attached to this group here, carbonyl directly attached to OH. Now, this whole piece here is going to be our carboxylic acid. Okay, it's not an alcohol and a carbonyl. It's an OH group directly attached to a carbonyl is our carboxylic acid. This is all one functional group. Okay, this is all one functional group. And what we'll start with these is we'll start about the nomenclature. In nomenclature, we'll have our rules as we've had for every other molecule that we've worked with in terms of how can we name carboxylic acids, right? Our first rule is going to be is we need to, again, find that longest parent chain. And the longest parent chain containing the carboxylic acid. Okay. So make sure to find the longest parent chain containing that carboxylic acid. Rule 2 is number the chain starting with the carboxylic acid. Okay, just like we saw with other functional groups and how we name them, we're always going to start with that functional being our numbering from the functional group on. Okay, so that's going to be our number 1 carbon, and then we work across. Okay, and 3 is with our new suffix. So we have a new suffix for our carboxylic acids. Okay, our suffix for carboxylic acid. Suffix for carboxylic acid is OH acid. Okay, that's going to be our new suffix, OH acid. And so when we name our carboxylic acids, we get to put this at the end to signify that we have a carboxylic acid in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and try a couple examples of this to name some compounds. So we'll start with something a little bit simple. We'll start with this compound here, right? So our first question is, we need to find the longest parent chain in it, and we can see this as being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our longest parent chain is going to be 5 carbons, right? Where are we going to start the numbering of our carbon sequence, right? Where are we going to start that number? Remember, we start from where? We're going to start from the carboxylic acid. That's rule number 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So our parent chain is going to be 5 carbons long. So what's that tell us about our name? What's going to be the parent name of this? What's a 5 carbon chain parent name? Pentane. In this case here, we have our suffix. So it's going to be pentanoic. Pentanoic acid. Okay, pentanoic acid. Okay, this is going to be our name. Again, this represents that we have a carboxylic acid here, right? We didn't need to put a number out here because we know that we started what? Carbon 1 is going to be where our carboxylic acid is, okay? So we started with something kind of simple here in terms of pentanoic acid. So let's go ahead and try something with a couple more groups attached to it. So we have a carbon chain there. And then from here, we'll go that. And we'll put that there, right? And we'll put a group here, okay? So now that we have a little bit longer of a carbon chain and a little bit more groups attached to it, let's think about how we're we're going to figure this one out. So remember our first rule. First rule is what? We have to figure out the longest parent chain containing the carboxylic acid, right? And we know with the second rule is that we want the carboxylic acid to be number 1. So let's go ahead and we'll just start from here. We'll start, this is number 1. 1, 2, we get to 3. And the question is, do we go 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4, 5, and 6? So we go this direction here, 4, 5, and 6. And we can see going this direction here is that we actually have a 6 carbon chain. If I went 3, 4, and 5, it wouldn't be the longest carbon chain. It's going this direction here. Now we have constituents. We have a 3-ethyl. And we have a 5-methyl. Just like we saw with naming other compounds and things, we'll put the constituents out in the front as part of our prefix, and we do it alphabetically. So we know we're going to have a 3-ethyl. We're going to have a 5-methyl. And then what's going to be our parent chain in this one? What's the parent chain in this one? Remember, 6 carbons, so it's going to be hexane. In this case here, hexanoic acid. Right? Hexanoic acid. Okay? This is going to be our name for this compound. 3-ethyl, 5-methyl, 5-methyl, and then hexanoic. And remember, the hexanoic, we know carboxylic acid is going to be carbon 1. We go that direction there. Okay? This is how we can name something a little bit as a little more groups attached to it. Right? And so with this, it's pretty straightforward in terms of we're going to always start with carbonyl over carboxylic acid is carbon number 1, and we work our way out. Right? So in our next video, we'll spend more time talking about, now that we know how to name them, we can start working with carboxylic acids, right? In terms of some things we can do with them. So tune in for that video next.